What's going on, YouTube world? Welcome back to Little Bit Man Gaming, bringing you another Batwoman review video. Almost, something just happened, but yeah, Batwoman review video. Dang it! I got the computer on my notes here. What's going on with this camera? There we go. Yeah. So yeah, this video will be for Fair Skin, Blue Eyes. That's the name of the episode that just came out, the newest episode. But first things first, you can hit that like, subscribe, share, and the notification button. Greatly appreciate it. Also, leave a comment down below if you like these videos. Want more videos like these? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, we gotta go to 100 subscribers. So let's get to that. So I really need you to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and do all those great things. Also, those who are not subscribed, subscribe. With that being said, with that out the way, let me give you a quick synopsis of what this episode is about. So, like I said, this is season 2, episode 4, called Fair Skin, Blue Eyes, which is a reference to Beth came when they was looking for her. One of the descriptions they was getting when they was handing out flyers and stuff was, when they would say, well, have you seen this girl? She's got fair skin and blue eyes. But that's, like, you find that out later on in the episode, not at the beginning, but it's later on in the episode. You find out that the title comes from the search people looking for Beth Kane. But the synopsis for this episode is as Batwoman attempts to fight the drug known as snakebite, which is, I guess, it's a drug, like a hallucinogen drug that's also being combined with Scarecrow's fear toxin. That's going through Gotham. A random encounter forces her to revisit her painful past. Ryan Wilder is determined to ensure others like her don't go unnoticed. So, this episode has to deal with how, in the grand scheme of things, like the grand gesture of this episode, if you want to look for like an overall theme of this episode, it's about how unnoticed black kids could go missing and no one goes looking for them because no one is looking for them. And in particular, it leads to like how Ryan was in foster care and she was kidnapped. It was like the main antagonist of this episode was a lady named Candy Lady. It was a white suburban lady that's unassuming. Basically, she's so unassuming that people wouldn't think she would do something wrong. And because of that, she basically was she was able to go out through the neighborhoods, kidnap these unassuming black or white kids, and basically kidnap them and hold them for a certain amount of days to break. I think it was like 60 days. She holds the kids hostage for like 60 days to break them, to show them that no one cares about you, no one's gonna come look for you, and that by the time that she had a little jar of jelly beans that she would come and eat every day, and once the jar is finished, that you're going to be broken to the point where you want somebody to want you no matter who they are, and usually it's the wrong people who she knows that end up wanting you. But yeah, the overall theme of the episode was just basically how kids, like the unassuming black kids or white kids in foster care, anybody mostly in foster care, don't go unnoticed. Because like when it happened to Ryan's connection to the Candy Lady was that she was kidnapped also, which helps the episode overall. Because yet again, we got another villain that Ryan can actually help find quick because she has a connection to this villain. And this villain is particular, is a villain that kidnapped her when she was a kid. Because it's so that when she was a kid, she was like basically this fragile, unconfident child, because she's been through so many foster cares, so many foster families, that she basically doesn't have like the confidence that somebody would actually really want her, because nobody has come for her, right? So in this sense, when she's kidnapped, the lady tells her that, hey, no one's gonna come look for you. And this is something like flashbacks in connection with the man what's going on now, because in the beginning she tries to stop this kid from doing drugs, but when she get there, the kid already injected himself with the drug snake bite, and he tells her, the reason why people are doing it because it helps them escape from their reality to a reality where I guess the drug makes you gives you a fictional hallucinogen like fantasy world that you want to see, but then it turns nightmare due to the fact that it's mixed with fear toxin, and that's what I was about to say Joker's Scarecrow's fear toxin does. It makes you hallucinate your worst fear. And we saw that in Arrowverse crossover where Oliver's, the fear toxin made Oliver see Malcolm Merlin, and for Barry it was Ebar Thawne. So we know that that's what the fear toxin does, and that's what we are told through exposition, through the radio announcer lady, that it gives you a fantasy, but then it turns dark afterwards. And she wants to do she wants to do to give up his dealer, but then and when she finds out, through interrogation, she go chase down the dealer so she could get information for who he worked for, who distributes snake bite. And it ended up being, damn, probably need to get a new camera already. It ends up being a connection to the other part of the story, but the main thing that happened at this particular junction was that we finally get a little bit more to where she got shot with the kryptonite bullet. It's actually doing something to her. It caused her she was almost close to having like a heart attack, I want to say. It looked like she was almost about to have a heart attack. But yeah, it was like she was almost about to have a heart attack / a panic attack, and it was like her vision was going blurry. She had to grab her chest. She couldn't control the back car. She almost crashed it until it faded and she got control of it. But now it's actually physically like not only doing something to her, but it's like when she checked it out later on in the episode, it was actually it's actually beginning to pain her, where in the last couple episodes it wasn't really affecting her, but now it's starting to affect her on some level, which I'm glad that they got back to that particular little thing. But I guess we got to wait to the rest of the season to see what that story is going to pay off. But it only came into effect one time in the episode, and then she actually, they did that scene. Then there's another scene when she checked her wound to see that her wound still haven't healed and it's still sitting there glowing. Like maybe it's a piece of the kryptonite still stuck in her. We don't know, but yeah. So after she chased down the lead, she tells she's interrogating the dealer. Lauren goes off in a jewelry store, and she runs to go. She tells the dealer that she leaves him tied up for the cops and tells him that she will find his boss and she will cut the head off the snake. And then she went to go investigate to see who's robbing the jewelry store, but she can't. No windows are broken. She's visibly confused, and then we found out that it was a local kid who happened to witness. Like the kid, like he was only like maybe I want to say 7, and maybe like between 7 and 9. But it was basically a small kid who set out the alarm because he witnessed Batwoman take down the dealer, so he wanted her attention to tell her that she's the only person he could turn to because nobody would look for his brother. His brother's been missing for a couple of months, and no one's looking for him. And they had pretty much just written him off, and that he's basically pleading with her. Will you look for him? Like, will you do it because nobody else would? Like, tugging at her heartstring because she automatically knew when he came up to her and asked her. She knew that might have something to do with when she went through when she was a kid. And then we found out in the episode that's exactly what happened. The same person who kidnapped her when she was a kid was the same person who kidnapped this guy, this little boy now. And I guess like the whole thing with Candy Lady is that she holds you for like I said earlier, like 60 days. And she used that to break you, because at the start you think somebody's gonna come looking for you, somebody always gonna come looking for a missing kid, and it was missing posters, but because he was a kid that nobody really paid attention to, eventually they just stopped looking. And that was like the theme of the episode, was how it's wrong to stop looking for a person that's missing until you actually find, whether dead or alive. You shouldn't stop looking for a person until you actually find that person. It went back to how Beth's and Kate's father failed as a father to keep looking for his daughter Beth, even though his daughter was still alive. He had every evidence to show him that my daughter is dead. Maybe it's time to stop looking, and move on, because my other daughter is in this mess with me. It's affecting her. But in the same time, as a parent, do you ever stop? It begs the question: do you ever stop looking for a missing kid? Even though all the signs point to that this kid may be dead. And in Beth's and Kate's father's case, he should have never stopped looking, because his daughter was alive and held captive by a psychopath, and that it's always a question in Batwoman, if he would have kept looking, he would have actually prevented his daughter from becoming Alice. Him giving up is the reason why she became Alice, because he allowed people like Sophia and this guy that kidnapped Beth to manipulate her and change her to a person that's so far from what Beth was, that she's barely Beth anymore. She still knows that she's Beth, but she felt she had to fight the urge to be herself so much that she created Alice as a way to escape the torture and the heart pain and all that type of stuff that was given to her. And it shows in this episode that she still is affected by it. She still even admits that though she wants to help find her sister, it's only so that she could kill her sister herself. She don't want nobody else killing her sister but her. And that was the thing. She said that she told Sophie that the only person that could kill my sister is me, and that's the reason. That's the reason why I wanted to find my sister, because not to save her, not to admit that I was wrong and I want to change and try to be Beth again. Is more so I want to be able to kill you myself. But yeah, the episode's thing was centered around still trying to find Kate, and how maybe people shouldn't write people off just because they're not what they used to. Because it saw that one point, like I said, get into why the episode's called Fair Skin, Blue Eyes, is that when Ryan was kidnapped by Candy Lady, somebody finally did come for her during those 60 days, and they thought the people, that even the Candy Lady thought the people was looking for, Ryan, but it turns out that coincided that the people that was actually looking for, they was looking for Beth, they wasn't looking for Ryan. And they found out, that hurt Ryan, because she thought the people was there looking for her, until she heard them describe the girl they looking for, because she couldn't see the poster, but she saw that, the camera showed you the poster, and you could tell it wasn't Ryan. You could tell it was a Caucasian girl, until you found out that they said when they said fair skin, blue eyes, you realize that this was people looking for Beth. So this took place when Ryan was kidnapped. It shows again that Ryan's story is also intertwined with Kate Kane's story, because they had the opportunity to save Ryan, but Ryan, when she was kidnapped by Candy Lady, but their priority wasn't her. They was looking for, Beth Kane. because Beth and the Canes are just like the Waynes are prolific, high class people, priority people in Gotham, and it broke her. She even Kennedy even tortured her about how Batman stopped the Joker, and that it made the front page. But that she said that when you look at the rest of the newspaper, it's nothing in the newspaper about her being kidnapped. And then you find out that but Ryan's best friend that she made at the orphanage, who would later become her girlfriend, was the one who finally came and looked for her and helped her escape from Kennedy when she was a kid. And she told her the reason why nobody was looking for her was because they just assumed like all foster kids that goes missing that you just ran away. But it's still asked the question: should we just assume that every time somebody goes missing they just ran away, or do we assume that they could actually be kidnapped and needed our help? And that was the big theme of the episode. Like I said earlier, was that no matter who you are, if you were in the system. Because it was so that the white girl that ended up becoming Ryan's girlfriend, she was even in that category of, even when she went missing, nobody came to look for her. But she was the only one who knew that Ryan was missing. But it's so that once you're in that category of system, nobody comes looking for you. She even tells that to Beth and Kate's father. How did you find this kid that she was looking for, the kid that wanted to find his brother? She finally finds him. I think his name is Kevin, and they finally find Kevin. And Kevin is like, Kate's father asks her, well, how did you find this kid? And she says, it was simple, because I looked. And she trying to, her point was, if you really look for these kids, you might actually find them instead of just assuming they ran away. So, then you still got Ryan end up moving into Kate's place, and then it's some other stuff that happens in the episode. But overall, to end this video, overall the episode was decent. We got a decent look into why I keep saying Kate, why Ryan is who she is. Why is she as tough as she is, the stuff that she went through. She even comments on it herself in the video, and there's a video in the episode, how given what she all went through, Candy Lady and her experience with Candy Lady, she blocked it out, but in the end it's what helped her find the kid. And it was a decent episode. I'll say it's better than episode 3, because it actually give us detail. It actually pushed the story forward with finding Kate, getting to know Ryan, and setting up the possible future of Batwoman all in one thing. Cause you got these future dialogues. You got the Sophia thing. Why Sophia took Kate. Why is she using that for Beth? And and will Beth, if they do find Kate and she do come back to the show, why do she want to will Beth end up really killing Kate, and will Kate actually return to Batwoman on so and so basis, or will she just retire and give the mantle to Ryan Wilder? But overall, the episode gets a 7 big ups, just because it was a decent episode. It moved the story along. I really didn't. It had it. It's a nitpick. It's not really a down, but it's a nitpick with the fact that I wish they could have had more on the bullet wound to Ryan. But it's a nitpick. It's slow burning. Of course, it's a show. They're not going to reveal everything in the first couple of episodes, but I just wish that was like more of a priority than did some stuff, because I really want to know that. But that's just a personal nitpick. Overall, it really was nothing. It wasn't too slow in areas. It wasn't really bad. It was just a decent episode. But if you like videos like this, you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments down below, because I will be making more videos. And I will have more videos coming soon. I will be having some more Watchdog videos. But to the next one, peace.